Cotto Canelo will be the fight of the year.
Miguel Cotto is one of the best fighters in Puerto Rican history.
4 world championships in 4 weight classes.
Canelo Alvarez is most likely entering the physical prime of his life.
This is the intensity which has made him a star in Mexico. A fight with Cotto would be a mega event.
When you put a Mexican and a Puerto Rican inside the same ring, you're going to get an explosion.
Which man wants it more?
Saul Alvarez is coming to win.
Viva Mexico!
Vicious body shot from Alvarez.
I think my guy has better power.
He's getting annihilated by Cotto.
We don't know how long it's going to last.
Es una pelea muy importante para mí, para mi carrera.
When you put 2 warriors in the same ring, you are going to see a real battle.
The middleweight championship of the world, one of the most prestigious titles around. I think about Marvelous Marvin Hagler, I think about Sugar Ray Robinson, I think about my partner Bernard Hopkins.
On a body punch by Hopkins.
This is a very special fight because of the title, because of what's at stake.
History is sometimes repeated. In the case of the storied past of boxing's most celebrated division, it is inevitable.
Vicious body shot from Alvarez. Cotto's not going to let him out of the track. Excellent uppercut by Cotto.
The next great fight is here. Mexico's young gun, Canelo Alvarez, will take aim at Miguel Cotto.
A fight with Cotto would be a mega event, and it would be guaranteed to produce fireworks.
Down goes Cotto at the end of round 1.
And with this dream middleweight super fight now a reality, focus shifts to November 21st, where Puerto Rico's most decorated boxer will face his toughest test.
Martinez's leg is gone. Martinez's leg is gone. And Martinez is going to retire.
And that was the right thing to do there.
The biggest night of Miguel Cotto's career.
The day I became the middleweight champion of the world, that was the day that made me the first Puerto Rican to be a champion in 4 different divisions.
He wins the legitimate middleweight championship of the world.
A future Hall of Famer.
Miguel Cotto is championship boxing personified, and a remarkable career has earned him noble status.
When you speak Miguel Cotto's name, the first Puerto Rican to win a title in 4 different weight classes, you're really putting him in elite company.
4 world championships in 4 different weight classes.
This is a guy that made his name by ferociously attacking the body.
He's getting annihilated by Cotto.
And his ability to follow through and produce a string of compelling fights is something that has won over that entire island.
Cotto sits among the greats, but for a fighter at home in the ring, he finds his inspiration from the people who live farthest from it.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, and my family is the only reason I'm here.
I think for a marquee fighter of that much fame and that much fortune, I think it's actually amazing he's kept such a small, tight circle.
Bien amante de su familia, es la que lo ha llevado a donde está. Eso es lo más importante para él.
And as the showdown with Canelo looms, it will be his nation and family supporting a legacy still to be written. Cotto is a chiseled warrior with 40 victories. But 3 years ago, it appeared cracks were starting to show.
The Austin Trout loss for Miguel Cotto is the one that stands out.
People were writing him off. People thought that he really didn't have much left.
Freddie Roach became his savior.
Freddie Roach ha sido un complemento. Los dos son unos pensadores. Cotto es un pensador tanto fuera del ring como dentro del ring. Es una muy buena combinación.
Ever since Cotto began working with Freddie, he seemed to get a whole new level.
Now with Freddie Roach, he finds the perfect combination.
He has created a level of confidence in Miguel. It's almost as if, he's 25 years old again.
He's back on top again because he's really, really dedicated himself. Everyone says, how did you make him smile? I said, I put him at a weight class where he's comfortable, he can be happy, and he feels good.
They make the perfect team, and pupil will follow teacher anywhere.
I don't know exactly what kind of fight he has in his mind for beat Canelo, but I know I'm going to follow him.
This path leads to the biggest fight of his life, where the young lion from Mexico is waiting.
Saul Alvarez, at age 25, is most likely entering the physical prime of his life.
Uppercut by Alvarez. He's hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink.
Machismo, and that's what Canelo has. He has it in abundance.
Saul Alvarez is coming to win. Saul Alvarez is coming to establish his legacy. Saul Alvarez is coming to make a statement.
Es un honor, para mí es un sueño más cumpliendo en mi carrera, en mi vida. Una pelea como esta, una pelea tan grande como esta, pues al final es lo que he estado buscando, ¿no? Entonces me siento muy contento, honrado de poder entrar en toda esta historia.
Success equals confidence, and Canelo Alvarez is riding high. In 47 fights, he has lost only once, and the two-time champion is soaring after a knockout of the year candidate over James Kirkland.
Right uppercut continues to land. There's a perfect straight right hand, and Shorely's going to stop the fight.
Canelo's fireworks have made him a rock star. All four Beatles wrapped in one. He has captivated fans with a relentless fighting style and charisma, reminiscent of boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya.
When you can add on the layers of success that Canelo Alvarez has brought to this sport, it does put Canelo right on par with Oscar De La Hoya.
I think that if you were to ask me who's Oscar De La Hoya of 2015, I think it's clearly Saul Alvarez.
Creo que él es una leyenda en el boxeo, ha hecho muy buenas cosas en el boxeo aparte como promotora.
Canelo is the total package in terms of his charisma, his fighting ability.
Canelo is a star, and he's on the verge of becoming a superstar.
When have you ever seen a red-headed Mexican? It's not often.
The redhead has certainly made him a standout attraction in Mexico.
He is Mexico born and raised, and this guy wears it on his sleeve, how much he's fighting for his countrymen.
He's already virtually a superstar box office attraction.
There's something about him that is enticing.
There's a certain regal air about him.
Canelo Alvarez is on the verge of boxing royalty. Miguel Cotto owns it. And with both Puerto Rico and Mexico their kingdoms, a century-old rivalry will be reignited with personal, professional, and historical implications on the line.
Great prize fighters have one thing above anything else, that's pride. And I think that they realize they're fighting for something beyond themselves.